Welcome to Unit 3 called Go Off Grid, part of the productivity module, all available on my website and on YouTube, of course. Going off grid, it's such a topic. I think the businesses around this are becoming a lot larger. The awareness around this is becoming bigger. Let's talk about why it's important to go off grid. The thing is that we have a compass here in this body. There's a compass to life here. It's a complex system that processes so much information, more than you can consciously process, right? You're never thinking about what things you smell, or the tactical feedback you have throughout the day. You might only think about the words you read, or the images you see, or the people you meet. But all of this other information is entering your system. And when we seek solitude, when we go off grid, we have some time to digest, right? Not just our food as we would when we're on a diet, when we're fasting, but completely give a rest to our system. And if you've ever been on a fast, then you're familiar with the benefits of fasting and what it can do with your metabolism, how it can help you with your digestive organs and your overall well-being. And so just think of fasting, but more for here, but of course then also for your gut feeling, your direction, where you want to go in life, for your intention. That is why going off grid is important. We need to cut out the noise sometimes and see and ask ourselves and our wisdom inside, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, what is my heart saying? What is my gut saying? What is God saying? All of these things. Let's talk about the journaling challenge so you can get active. List 3 places that you could go to for a weekend or a day in solitude that suit your budget. So definitely try to come up with 3 and see if you can make them a bit diverse. One maybe close to home, one further from home. Maybe one is even with a friend, so maybe it doesn't have to be a place that you have by yourself. And of course they should suit your budget, because you don't want to be stressed out while in solitude. Like, no one benefits from that. Or you don't want to be stuck, not able to get a bus ride back home. And then for a weekend or a day, because we all have different responsibilities. Some of you might have kids. Some of you might have to work 6 days a week. So if it can be a day, it's a day, and that's great. Pause the video if you haven't already. All right, let's get into story time, because I do this every year. Every year I take, extended time in solitude, which also depends on how much time I have. And last year I rented a, what do you call it, like a safari tent, I guess, on a camping spot in the Netherlands. That was around March. So I rented this place, went there with a car, and it was just nature. No mountains, because it's still the Netherlands, so if you look far enough, you just see like Amsterdam again, but or the towers of Rotterdam, but still, it was completely quiet. It smelled like farmland. They had a nature pool and a sauna, so it was quite a special place. Not even crazy expensive, right? It was within my budget, and I was there for 2 nights. Took my notebook, took some food. I could cook there. Very clean food. I forgot salt, so remember to bring salt. Then you notice how essential that is. I didn't have ginger. I wanted to make a curry, and I ended up putting a ginger tea bag into my pot. Crazy that I'm sharing that here, but that's what I did. So I had to freestyle a bit because I was underprepared. But the main thing about this is, like, all jokes aside, is that I had 2 days to myself in nature, where I could just unplug from the responsibilities I think I had. Because there are some things that can wait, actually, and you don't notice until you're away. That was really helpful. And then, obviously, apart from work, I could also really go through some personal experiences that needed my attention at the time and just journal about it. I have to say, after 1.5 days, I really felt like, ooh, I want to speak to someone. Like, the walls started caving in a little bit. I did do a bit of meditation, but then I chose to call a friend. So I'm not sure what your experience is like. This year, I'll definitely do. I'll do up to 4 weeks somewhere, but not completely in solitude, and then I'll report how it goes. So that's it for my story of it. Pick a place that's affordable. Go for a weekend or a day. Go to the nearby forest. Go to a neighboring country. Pick a tent. Try to go somewhere. I have a friend. He went with a tent and a car. He went somewhere. It was raining and he slept in the car. He was like, I'm going to chill here," and he had an amazing time, right? So he came back with a lot more insight, and that's what it's about. We want insight about a direction. We need to update our compass. Recommended resources before I go off track. 3 ways to go off grid on a budget. Get my free PDF on my website, jimmycannon.com. Download the 3 ways to go off grid on a budget. Got my personal tips here. Works in every country. And the other resource is the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. Already mentioned Cal Newport in the recent unit 2, and mentioning him again because his books are great. In Deep Work, he speaks about, well, examples throughout history of artists, poets, scientists, inventors, politicians, people that had their secluded spaces, their off-grid locations, even some in their own house, where they said, if I'm in here, don't talk to me. But I remember, like, one of the guys said, please just put the food in front of my door, and he was in there for 2 days, didn't touch the food because he was working on something. And their contribution to humanity could only be so great because of their dedication to producing a focused body of work or body of art. And this is even more important today with all of the distractions we have. And if you're into the competitive spirit and being ahead of others, how can you be ahead of others in the age of AI? Sure, you can learn about AI, use all the different tools, but honestly, if you're able to unlearn things about yourself, about your conditioning, and if you're able to have a focused, attentive, creative mind that can thrive in uncertain circumstances, you're going to thrive in life. All right, so go off grid, and I'll see you in the next unit.